There have been quite a few occurrences in preparation for Wuthering Waves and version 2.0. And with all of that recent news with Renacita, all of those different teasers, we've gotten a preview of things like weapons, we've gotten some really great drip marketing with the full splash arts for characters like Carlotta and Roshia. And if you've been following social media in general, what you're going to find is that alongside all of those official materials, you're going to get yourself exposed to leaks of pretty much every single capacity. It doesn't matter which platform you're on, if it's X or if it's YouTube, you're gonna get shown leaks. There's a reason why I don't even go on my YouTube homepage, and there's a reason why I don't go on my Twitter homepage whenever I'm streaming. And that's because the first thing you're ever going to see on your front page is leaks. And so there's been a bit of a situation regarding the hashtag WuWaLeaks. And what a lot of I guess good-natured leakers are doing nowadays is they've decided to preface some of their posts by saying, oh, you know, we really want to make sure that we're not showing people leaks if they don't want to see them. What we're going to do is we're going to tag all of our posts with hashtag WuWaLeaks, and you guys can just preemptively hide all of these posts from your timeline, right? So you don't see them in the first place. And the thing is, you might view that effort as a good thing. Right? It's like, oh, these guys are trying to do a little bit of their due diligence. They're trying to prevent all of these things from coming into the space. And, you know, they're trying to give more of like a consensual process to getting exposed to leaks. The problem is we just have to think about what are these leaks getting caused by? Why are people posting them in the first place? And the thing is, guys, it's very simple once you think about it. On platforms like Twitter and YouTube, for example, it is one of the ways that you can get compensated for what you're posting on these platforms is through ads. And what happens is when you have ads, the more people that view your content, like here, or, you know, like here, right? TikTok is also another platform, right? That's heavily perpetuated by leaks, right? When you post about leaks, what you're trying to do is get the most eyes possible on your stuff to push those ads and monetize them and make money. And so what these people are doing, right, is at a baseline, they are taking confidential material that cannot be acquired through legal means, and then they distribute that illegally acquired content out to the public so that they can make money. The thing is, these people don't see something wrong with what they're doing, right? They always get into like the whole backroom explanation of, oh, well, I'm just marketing the version prior, right? I'm generating hype. I'm creating engagement. I'm just going ahead, right? And I'm just talking about how good the game is. I'm not doing a bad thing. There's nothing wrong with this at all. They're saying that while monetizing every video or every post or every TikTok with leaks. There's nothing you can do to stop them from getting shown to you other than block the accounts. But then, hey, you just have people cloud chasing, right? Because they got to be like, oh, I'm going to get like 20 followers from this one. Oh, yes. And then they just go ahead and they just all in search for the clout, all in search for that. I'm just trying to build up my community. They're going to repost leaks, right? And so you got new people who weren't on your list of leakers before. Now they're posting leaks. And it's just, I don't know what it is, right? Pandora's box is open, right? Kids can't keep their hands out of the goddamn cookie jar. Christmas is in a week, but hey, I want to eat all the Christmas cookies right now. It's a lack of patience. It's honestly like, it's just a lack of consideration, right? You guys know what my opinion is on leakers, right? Especially on X and especially on YouTube, right? You guys are bums, okay? You guys are bums. You guys are losers. You guys are talentless hacks. You're not able to actually create your own form of engaging content. You aren't able to retain viewers, basically doing things in the non-illegal way. And your only way to reach the community and reach an audience is to have an imperfect advantage by basically releasing stuff that was acquired illegally. It's just, if you're somebody that does that, you're pathetic. You're talentless. You're a hack. You're not good at your job. And the fact of the matter is that, guys, there's a big demand for stuff like this, right? But the idea is that nobody should be supplying it unless they're absolute losers. You guys are like the drug dealers of gacha. I don't care if there are leakers, right, in the chat that are offended by that. You guys are bums. What else can I say? You're talentless freaks. I'll use the term talentless freaks, because that's what you actually are. If all you can do to generate clout is work with leaks, you're a talentless freak. That's it. Yeah, that's what the Concord developer said, right? They called out the people critiquing Concord talentless freaks. I'll use that in the actual context, in an accurate context. Losers, dude. Learn how to make content that people want to watch. It's hard. I know it's hard. That's why you do leaks. But guess what? The community just knows that you're a leaker, right? You don't actually make good content. They're not going to watch anything you do aside from your leaks. And it's cringe. People aren't watching your content for you leakers. They're watching your content for the external material. And guess what happens? When you lose access to that external material, you don't have a channel anymore. You don't have a Twitter anymore. You just wasted all your time. I'm just waiting for the day where you don't have leaks. And then you're just like, all right, I guess all that time I spent on YouTube, instead of actually creating a community, instead of creating a brand, instead of creating good content, all I did was just regurgitate leaks because I'm a talentless loser. That's the reality of your situation, okay? And it's a sad reality to think that one person or a group of people could have wasted so much time, and it's all for pointless reasons. The funny thing to me is seeing like these leaker channels that get like 20 to 30k views every single video. All they do is talk about leaks, and then their sub count goes up by like 100 every month. If somebody only does leaks, right? That's basically just admission on their end that they are bad at their job. And you'll notice from the quality of their content, from anybody covering leaks, it's not very good. It's always like kind of shitty, if we're frankly being honest. And that's all they can do. They can only thrive off of getting premium early access to materials, upload shitty gameplay footage, and we've talked about this before, damage the actual end product and basically lowering the overall reception of the product so that they can get their bag, knowing that they're essentially taking away from the actual work that the company is doing to create all this stuff. And the thing is, there was so much stuff promised in 2.0, so many things shown in these teasers. There was just so much to look forward to in terms of like the design, blah, blah, blah. And the thing is, all of that hype has been chopped up, cut up, and sent in the way that you didn't want it to. These people simply don't have the talent to be on Twitter. They don't have the talent to actually be content creators and create engaging content. But the barrier to entry in things like posting on Twitter and the barrier to entry to making videos on YouTube nowadays is so low and so easy. You can just get an AI script, you can just get an AI voiceover, right? And then just paste the leaked footage on top of it. There are so many channels that do that. The barrier to entry and the view to like effort ratio are so high that people just go and they just do it. And then you look at every other video that they try to do outside of the leak space, and it's garbage. It performs terribly, right? And people are talking about the whole free-to-play spending. Oh my gosh, I need to be able to plan my pulls. I need to see exactly what these kids are doing and the roles that, you know, these characters are going to play, because otherwise I'm not going to be able to get everything that I want. My argument to that is, guys, this is first and foremost a gacha game. If you're a free-to-play in a gacha game, the expectation should be that you don't get everything you want. It's unfortunate, but that is the sad reality. The games are designed in a way where you cannot get everything that you want without paying to some degree. And that whole argument, right, about, oh, we need to be able to plan our pulls, we need to be able to, like, you know, precisely see exactly what the kits are, and, you know, and decide 3 patches in advance who we're gonna pull for. I hate using this word, but that is acting extremely privileged. Just listen to yourselves for half a moment. That is an incredible amount of privilege to be speaking like that as a free-to-play. And I'm not saying that like free-to-plays don't deserve like rights or something. It's just like, what should the downside be then? Like, you're not monetarily supporting the game. You're not funding any of the updates. You're not helping to make the game better. At the end of the day, right? Like, you're not really contributing that much to the developers as a free-to-play. And so I don't understand where the whole like, oh, the developers owe us this. Where is that justification coming from? The word that I'll use to summarize that is entitled. But this is the thing, especially with a company like Kuro Games. And I think this final take is going to be something that resonate a lot more with you as more of these characters get released. One of the big reasons why people are so used to this idea of like leaks and like, you know, getting up-to-date information on the character so that they can save is due to the fact that, I'm just gonna say it, Genshin and HSR have so many limited characters that are just absolutely garbage. And what that means is that people have PTSD saving for banners for a trash limited character, right? And then skipping all of those prior characters, right? Thinking that this one teased and dripped wouldn't be trash. But the thing is, Kuro Games has not released a trash limited character yet, right? Probably the worst received limited character in the game is probably Jeja. Genshin, on the other hand, and Star Rail, on the other hand, oh my gosh. With the level of power creep, with all of this stuff, with like all like the strict elemental reactions, and then like, oh god, don't even get me started on Blade. That paradise is unreachable for him, okay? He is never going to be meta again with what these devs have done to the fucking game, right? There hasn't been a single Wuwa character since the game released where you just think, oh my gosh, this character is just trash and an absolute bait banner. And the thing is, we are trying to solve for a problem that doesn't exist in Wuwa, because Kuro Games actually knows how to balance their characters and not make anybody trash or unusable. And so, because Kuro Games has the ability to balance their characters well and design their characters well, as we've clearly seen from the drip marketing, this whole justification for leaks is so that like, oh, we can make sure you don't waste your polls on a shit character, right? That's kind of like the main reasoning for it. When we're at that point with our characters and with our design, what's the need to know in advance? Kuro has basically earned our trust at this point with the design of their characters and the design of their roster. I don't feel any danger, relatively, of like a new release not being worth it. I entirely believe that a new release would be worth it. So yeah, at the end of the day, there is no real reason for leaks other than to chase clout. And for all of these people, right, that are trying to make arguments, that are trying to bend backwards, do some mental gymnastics into justifying the leaks, everything just falls apart when you realize that this company isn't Hoyoverse. This company doesn't release dog shit limited 5-star characters, right? This company doesn't bait you with banners and give you the equivalent of trash. In fact, what this company does is they gave out a free 5-star main DPS character called Zhongli Yao, and he was quite literally one of, and still is, the best characters in the game. He is so good, so strong, so versatile, playable in an incredible number of teams, and they gave him out for free to every single player in the 3rd patch of the game, right? That is what this company does, right? They could have made Zhongli Yao trash because he was free, but they didn't. He's incredibly good. His rerun's coming up. I can actually recommend him as a pull if you don't have him because of how damn good he is and how amazing he is for clearing content like the tower. And yes, all characters do feel complete at S0. They feel amazing at S0. And so it's just, when it comes to the design of these characters, when it comes to the design of their banners, just relax. Let it happen. Pull for who you want, right? And let these devs deliver on their vision for the new region. You don't need to see what the enemies look like. You don't need to know what the story beats are 2 months in advance. You don't need to spoil that for other people. And you don't need to plan your pulls for like multiple months. Just pull for who you want and recognize as a free-to-play, you're gonna have to skip some banners anyways. Just pull for who you want. Reruns will happen. Guys, Yinlin and Zhongli Yao are both rerunning, so is Jian, before version 1 has ended. Guys, Jian released in 1.0 and his rerun was in 1.3. That's not an insane amount of time to be waiting. And so remember, don't support these talentless hacks. Don't support these talentless freaks. They don't know how to make content. They just make this AI-fueled, ChatGPT-sponsored garbage that will just spoil the reception of Renacita for you and all these people on Twitter. Guys, these are losers. Don't follow losers. Don't give them the time of day. Just move on, block that shit, block every time you see this goddamn hashtag, and then just move on from there, right? Wait for the actual surprise. Wait for the actual moment. Wait for the real reveal. There was a reason why that drip marketing and those teasers at the start of 2.0, guys, I'm just going to show it up right now. I'm not going to show leaks, but I'll show this. Oh, holy moly. Oh my god. Holy moly. I just got CC'd in real life. All right. Wasn't that better than leaks? Wasn't that better than leaks? Oh my god. All right. The reason why these teasers and this stuff over here was so hyped, it's because we had no idea this shit was coming. We had no idea that this was what was gonna be in Renacita. And then when we get all of this incredible news and all this great drip marketing, right? That was the most hype this game has ever had. Right? And we didn't see what the character kits were, right? We didn't see what their damage types were. Like, we didn't see what, you know, like what their combat animations look like in gameplay. When you wait for it like this, the end reveal is so much more impactful. It's so much better. And then you get these amazing drip arts, right? You get this absolutely diabolical situation with their splash art. It's just better when you get the reveal like this versus, you know, the shitty gameplay clips that everybody else is uploading. These devs at this point have already earned our trust with how they present their marketing materials, right? And like how they like just look at this, right? This was so hype. This entire moment right here is so hype. When we're seeing Renacita as a whole, right? We see like the blue skies and the balloons, all of this, and all the echoes walking around. This is so incredibly hype, right? Because they're putting in their own CG trailer, right? The music, all the production value. And it's so much better to absorb it this way. And so by looking at leaks, by supporting leaks, you are robbing yourself of seeing content like this in this way for the first time. You are robbing yourself of the opportunity, right? Like I mentioned before, first impressions are very important, and you are robbing yourself of yours. So yeah, what these leaks are doing, they're stealing recognition, they're stealing the publicity from these developers who are actually the ones putting in the work, right? Who are trying to subvert all of like the negative PR, all of the negative press that they've been getting since the release of the game. And as a result, right, these devs aren't able to get the full recognition for the work that they're actually putting in. And remember, what these leakers are doing is they're just trying to farm clout. They're just trying to get engagement because, again, they cannot get it any other way. You are supporting losers by looking at leaks who are talentless freaks that cannot make content that is engaging to an audience without resorting to an abuse, basically, of human curiosity. So remember, these are bums. These are losers. They need to find different things to do. And if that involves putting the fries in the bag, then maybe that's what they should do instead. Because once and if the leaks dry up, gosh, you don't have a channel anymore. You don't have a Twitter anymore. You don't have any engagement anymore. Because all your lifeblood was leaks. You are pointless and hopeless without them. I've seen the CCs, quote unquote CCs, that cover leaks. Guys, they'll get 20 to 25k to 30k on every video. They make a regular video about the game itself. Guys, they get like 2,000. It's so cringe and funny. It's some of the most pathetic things I've ever seen. Okay? That is your future as a leaker. You try to make any video on the actual game, buddy, you will have like 2k views. Imagine that the only time you get views is for leaks. I would be fucking embarrassed. To be honest, I would just be embarrassed. It's like, oh my god, like this is the only way for me to get views? That might be enough for me to quit right there. It's like, gosh, they're really only looking at me for leaks. I'm a bum. That's the reality of the situation. So yeah, don't look at leaks. Be strong. Don't support bums. Don't support bum-like behavior. These guys are losers. Once again. Bye, YouTube.